I to look correctly, I came from the studio, so I'm still sweating a little bit. Sorry.
That's great. That's good. So, but
In your program. Thank you.
now I thank you for taking the time to talk to me and tell me. But what did you do at the studio now today?
Well, in this time, it's hard to have a longer vision about what we are gonna do, no? Because
Mm.
it's a special moment. But I used to go every day to do my class. First of all, because I'm passionate about ballet and
Mm.
dance. Has been my, I think, 20 years right now dancing from my childhood in Colombia, and then I'm working in a new solo for different productions. I'm making a productions film production, which is called in The Ghost of the Opera.
Mm.
Um, then I am doing another production, and I don't know why coincidence make that I am working for a classical program musically in the Chacon music, which
Mm.
is made for me special also interesting idea because I'm Oscar Chacon. Chacon. I don't know. I start
Yeah.
feeling those things, and then
Yeah.
in the program of filming Ghost of the Opera, we start with the Chacon music also. So there
Oh,
is
I
Chacon there, the
see.
music. So I'm working in this solo now. I'm creating this solo, thinking about the both projects. Yeah.
Yeah. And you are in Switzerland at the moment.
Yeah, I'm in Lausanne, based in Lausanne.
Yeah. Mm.
Last years I was a little bit around in my country. I went back to my country in Colombia,
Mm.
and then I had chance to work with also English National Ballet in London.
Okay. And what brought you to Lausanne?
Wow, I think it's many things. I was in ending my career, my student formation in Colombia, and then in this age you start make competitions. You have to make yourself enter in a company. I mean, try to make auditions, all those things. And yeah, I remember I was applying to have the American Ballet audition, if it's possible, because I went back to Cuba after competitions, and I won in Cuba. And also, so I was 16 years old. I was trying to apply for ABT. They say yes, but after I went to the formalities, visas, stuff, it doesn't work. And I be sad, and my director in Colombia said like, no, 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 you are good. You have to continue pushing. You're gonna go to Prix de Lausanne. So what is Prix de Lausanne? I didn't know what was Prix de Lausanne at this time. And yeah, we make an inscription. I came to Prix de Lausanne. I met Maurice Beja, and then my life changed completely. So I came in Lausanne because Maurice, and because the chance, and because also the belief to grow up in different sense that I was growing up in my country.
Mm.
Mhm.
And but were you in the time of lockdown? Were you then there in Switzerland?
Yeah, I'm right now in Switzerland. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I'm
during lockdown, the whole since last year, April or March, you were there.
yeah, I have to tell you, it's lockdown changed completely our life for
Mm.
everyone. Of course, I was just right now lockdown. I was directing in Colombia the school where I grew up in the companies. I was experimenting this artistic direction
Mm.
almost for 1 year. And arriving in November, I start having like crazy dreams. The nights I start having like the dream that the volcano of the this in what was that this amazing volcano get out last
Oh yeah,
years
yeah. Mm.
Island I think was, and I was sleeping, I was dreaming about that. I couldn't come back,
Oh,
and I
I see.
was, yeah,
Mm.
I let my daughter 1 month born to go to Colombia dance. So I was so stressful in my mind, and I started dreaming about this, and I said no. So we arrived into December, and I said, okay, this is my last moment here. I go back to Switzerland, I take my family, and during this process, they will give me the new contract, and I will put my wife inside, and then we go all together to Colombia because I can't live like this, you know?
Yeah.
And then told me like, okay, Oscar, so wait till February and we will talk about it. And then you come from March. I say,
Mm.
okay. And it was in February and COVID started. So that's changed everything for me. And I was lucky to get back before and don't just stay there and let my family. Of course, I couldn't come back. Of course, after I could come back and no problem. But was my mom come in February here to help us because I had to make a new job, make everything new. And my mom stayed here 9 months block. She couldn't go back to Colombia 9 months. So life is why you have the answers sometimes because uh, it was possible me to stay there and don't see my family, you know. And finally,
Yeah.
I stayed with my mom. That
Mm.
when from I left to Colombia, since I left to Colombia, I never had the time to pass more than 7 months with her. Oh,
Mm.
something like this. So she was here in Lausanne, in my first country now because I
Yeah.
spent the same time here than in Colombia. Yeah.
But isn't it so? There's always this two sides. It's the tragic side that everything didn't happen as we hoped, and but on the other side, then you had your mum with you. Isn't it
Yeah.
wonderful?
And it
Yeah.
was especially wonderful because we think that when something is like this, we're done. We're down, everything is done, everything is closed, no one going to the street. And the opportunity to have my mom for the first time next to my children, next to my life, helped me to have wings and go outside and say, okay, this is the dancer, this is the professional, this is the father, this is the love man. We have a lot of personalities, so we have to manage everyone. And then
Yeah.
I canalize and put all together, and I try to make projects with the sensibility that I had. So the first thing was call a friend and say, okay, man, let's do something because city is empty. We have to take the place. Let's go around. So we start walking in every single place, searching what is good for our idea, and we find the idea and we start working. And at the same time, with the creation, I start making creations and propose to people. And between the first confinement or second confinement, second lockdown, I was called for dancing with the Opera of Lausanne
Mm.
and make a programmation with dance, music, and sound voice.
Mm.
And it was an amazing experience. It was really,
Mm.
really beautiful. Music has no borders was calling.
Mm.
It was a beautiful project. And yes, so I try to move like this. I try to feel what is going on and try to uh, make that real.
Mm. So you use the time very positively, and yeah, I've I find that so interesting about all the artists that I've met, that they really use the time, and they create it in any way. They try, and a lot of collaborations, and of course for dancers it's completely different because you you have your bodies to think about, and you know in small apartments it's not always possible to move. But I've seen some of your creations on Facebook that really it's very impressive what you did, and how you did it. It's really very, very a great work, honestly, very great work. Yeah. Did you initially, when this happened, because I think we all sort of didn't realize the impact of this impact and how long it will take, did you initially take a little bit of time to just get over it and just uh, rest your body?
I think is I have now from 2016. have almost 5 years working like this. And I think I was prepared. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed, and I don't have the same situation as a dancer to go
Mm.
in a company and just work your repertory and just go home, because I have to move myself to eat. I have to move myself to make grow my children's with dance.
Mm.
And I think I decided to take this way because somehow I was thinking that I was ready to do this, and somehow I spent time in the stage, also learning with excellent people, excellent professionals. So I don't say that I'm everything do all the whole thing. I have to learn still much, but I
Mm.
think I don't have this depression inside me, or this doubt attitude, because I experiment that from 2016. And
Mm.
yeah, it's quite hard because the body is your instrument, and ballet dancers, when they are inside the structure, they are really passionate, they are really sustained by the structure. But once you get out, you got everything in your face, so you have to really be passionate, you have to really be motivate, and you have to really investigate about everything, because I don't do that because I want to be something special. I do that because I have really to find something for my children's, for my future. I came to do that from 20 years. I could continue, of course, but I have family and I have to put myself uh, differently to follow other people's, make me children's follow me. Try to make
Mm. Yeah.
one new uh, movement around my family. And so it's hard because if you are dancer in a company now, you have this situation, you probably feel like you go just work because they pay you to go work and have rehearsal, but you don't have performance. So how you do? And then you want to project something about yourself out of the company. No, most of them can't let you do your stuff out of the company. So you have no every dancer is the same situation. No every situation is for same for every dancer.
Yeah.
So you need to, this is the situation that I had. And yeah, the body must be really motivated, really improve, that you are not here to get skills or to get money or to get something. No, you are here because it's your way to talk. It's
Mm.
not the other way to talk. It's with ballet, it's with dance, especially the words with dance, with art, with everything. So, and I have also people around who help me to keep inside of this. Yeah,
Mm.
my mind connected.
Yeah. So this it's the passion that drives you. It's that that motivates you to do it.
Yeah, most of
Yeah.
that is passion. Yeah, passion about maybe find something new on my way, because I love dance. And sometimes also we had bad episodes in our life as an artist, as a person, and then we
Mm.
can recall back anything. And sometimes it's not because it's your fault, sometimes it's other people, but doesn't matter. Is the thing is, you're passionate, you're motivated, you are clever with with yourself, sorry.
Mm.
You can find your way to be happy. That's the way
Mm.
to be
That's
creative, connecting.
that's very interesting that you say that, because I think uh, that it's a good thing that artists speak about this. That you say that not everything happens the way you plan or the way you wish it would be, and that you know it and especially for dancers, I think. Well, it's for all artists, and it's about who sees you, or in the like they say, in the eye of the beholder. It's the who which director um, is thinks you're a good dancer, or likes your style or something like that. So there are many things, and it's also with musicians the same. But I almost feel with dancers, it's the body is the instrument and you cannot replace it. You know, you cannot say, well, I've got the passion, I've got the talent, everything, my body uh, is also part of this. It's, you know, you cannot, like with a violin or a piano, say, well, I play only on this instrument or I buy a new instrument. And for you know, for a dancer, this is also a part of their art, is their body and how
Yeah,
they use the body.
of course. And it's a profession not thankful. You know, you don't feel thankful all the time, not even by your directors or whatever, because you have to grow up so fast. You have to make your maturity so fast about your body feelings, sensibilization. It's about sense. Dance is about sense. Any kind of dance, ballet or traditional. And this is the point that is happened today that I want to, about what you are saying, I have to highlight because things need to change. And this is the time that the industry have to change also. I'm not critique to anyone. I think it's normal what's happened, but there are structures having money right now for lift, you know, and people is closing in a building right now. So we need to ask really what has to change. And of course, ballet is a beautiful career we do with the body. We need someone hitting you because it's not something that you made one day like this. But I think we need to ask about our vision, about our future, what we want to share. Is like in the economic life or in the political life. I think there is good politicians, of course, but there is wrong situations because there is humans about, first about everything. There is humans behind the word politician. So we forgot that we are humans. There is people having directions because they have their own beliefs, their own interests, but we are humans behind these titles.
Yeah,
And we need to ask them and to ask to the whole big structures to be here because they're humans. They have to choose decisions about that sense, not in any case, but especially in economic and politics, art is next to this because I see a lot of creations without, let's say, without a really sense to talk with. I mean, art is okay. You can let people make their own idea about what they watch, but especially we are in a world full of image today, full of pictures, so we cannot talk anymore much. We need to put this image front of the people, and most of the time what I see is many projects, but not the idea concrete inside people. So it's hard to say, but the COVID make us think about what is our next step, how we're gonna do for the way to be dancer, or for the choreographers, or for the directors, or for any kind of person involved in
yeah.
arts.
I think about this a lot, the solution, and I wonder if it's not if we should not start with children. You know, that we say the school system should change, the education system should change, because we have still a system that was designed for the industrial era. And this is why there is so much focus on maths and science, for example, in subjects, and even children get evaluated by, you know, by the maths and science. So in schools, I've actually heard of many schools that say you have to have maths, a good mark in maths and a good mark in languages to be able to get to a next school, or to be able to go to a good school. And you think art is as valuable as these subjects because they are so interlinked with each other, you know. And if we say make art as an important subject as maths and science in the schools, that children would have, first of all, the development, the advantage of the development, the brain development that comes with doing an art, and then also, you know, the appreciation of art. And they don't all have to become dancers or all have to become musicians, but they will have the appreciation because they will have the knowledge, and that is a generation. You know, this we have to look at the politicians as part of this generation, and we have to ask, maybe, is it that art is seen as a entertainment rather as an importance? And this is why when there are cuts, that the art is always, you know, sort of seen as, now this is entertainment, so let's focus on other things.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to, the small program you can do, or project you can do, or whatever, the small moment you have to talk to someone, you have to highlight in that sense to involve all together. Most of people has a language uh, so individual. And I think children's, you say the word exactly. I'm a professional dancer. I am young dancer still, and most of people can imagine what he stopped dancing and now he's teaching, for example, because I see the big hole that is inside me. First of all, before talking about someone, I saw the careers of other dancers. I saw many ballet stars with anything to talk about for children's. After just say "Batman tendu demi plié," this is this is not the last thing you have to learn to someone. Just "Batman tendu and demi plié." You have to really make them the possibility to learn the global stuff, you know, and be sensible to the guitar, be sensible to the any kind of arts, any kind of science. So if I have the possibility, I will create the School of Science and Arts, of course, because I think both can match really good together. I think the cosmos is there to connect us. I think dance and science, and somehow they're really connected. And I love that sense to talk, because this is what I did with my children. I mean, with the children when I work. If they are 6, 8, 10, 13, 16, I start talking about what they live every single morning. So when I do ballet, for example, I learn them 10 minutes first position. They're already tired. They don't want to do any more first position. So how I learn it? I learn it because they hit me. You know, it was like this in times before. So I cannot hit anymore a child now. You cannot do this, but you have to make them realize that it's different. And why is different? Why? So I start doing, after 30 minutes of initiation of ballet, 6 years old, you don't have to. Today we have a lot of contrast. You have people making competitions at 10 years old. Normally it's your first year of dance, and they are doing the gymnastic, or they are doing tricks like 10 years old. There is a competition for children's 10 years old. Everyone can do whatever they want, but I am like, it's already early, you know, it's too early. You jump the process, and when you jump the process, you jump the generation process. And something that I am really make care about me and my relationship with my children, with my son and my daughter, is that I have made them to respect the difference of generation, because we are not the same generation. And this is important to make them respect that, or even recognize that, you know, because today is too, because they are children, you can touch them. It don't mean that you don't have to put clear barriers, you know, to make them be in the pro of learning. Because the problem is, I spent that in Colombia. I was shocked, because I had more parents coming to the school saying what is not good, what is wrong, that coming to watch dance their sons. You know what I mean? So there is already something wrong inside here, because children are not respecting professors, professors are not respecting the profession, and parents don't respect the institution. I mean, it's became a circle, and I think it's because we don't respect the separation of the generations. So in ballet, we need to be clear about this. So I work with them. Easy. I do 3 steps of ballet. The first movement you work with children's, the initiation is so knowing the music, knowing the rhythm, knowing the space. Then you start showing them little position, first position, second position, battement tendu, demi pliés, till rond de jambe. Let's say this is the first program. So I go even jusqu'à tendu, and then when I finish tendu, I see already that it's too much, you know. So I start like we call that games propositions. Let's go. So I say, okay, you will all together. We have the pyjama yesterday. You was home all together, and then you wake up late to go to your school, and so they start doing the mimic about. And then I say, so teacher put you out to the school. The only school was open. It was the ballet school, and you get in. You know. So they change the attitude. They wake up like normal children. They go to the school, and then when I say you enter in the ballet school, you see already who is liking, who is loving, who's not, and then you make, okay, it's good, it's good. I think we need to change our process to see children, especially because it's the most important thing.
But you see that already, what you tell there, and how children immediately reacted to that, immediately reacted to this playing, or this, dramatic playing almost. It just shows you that it comes so easily from them. It's. I think we are all artists born with some sort of art ability in us, but of course, it's not developed, and it's not given the opportunity. And I think if we could give younger children the opportunity to study art, or the different disciplines of art, and give them a chance to express themselves through art, I think we would be amazed at what we would have, and what these children would create, and how they would develop. I think that would be wonderful. Yeah.
I think we just miss something in the last sentence, because it's logical. I mean, we always say the naive sense of being children is that you are naive. You are innocent.
Yeah.
This is the true life. What is the best expression in our feelings as a human being? When we have the joyity, when we are happy. Life is a celebration. The thing is, we follow systems, but life is a celebration. And when you see kids dancing, you see life. You don't see dancers. You see celebration. They are happy because they never had the chance to put arms up and hear the music at the same time. I think we forgot a lot of sample stuff that we need to highlight much and much. And it's that dance finally. And it's that life finally. And we are getting up to just take your title of principal dancer, or your title of choreographer, or your money because you have I don't know, you live in Switzerland, so you have a good situation life. I think we miss something in the steps of life, that is has to be more to come here and to celebrate something. And this celebration is not any person can make the idea to, but the system has to make us working like this, and not working because you have to pay taxes, you have to pay of course we need to be structured, of course, but this is we pass the time to see how we are structured for pandemic, for virus, for economy, for politics, but never for culture, never for dance. Well, I never had a politician said like, okay, from now all the schools has to do ballet class. You
Yeah.
know, it's obligatory, for example, or music class. I mean, there is a program. If you are private, you can do it, this program or not. If you are in this school, we have the program. It's quite hard.
Yeah.
It's quite hard. Quite hard to say because we can talk too much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
I cannot.
Oscar, you touch very, very important points there, and yeah, I absolutely love your attitude towards that and how you teach, and you know, this is wonderful what you also are giving the children that you have. You know, and the thing is this thing that if everybody can do that and do a little bit, you know, just you touch somebody. It's the same as in a performance. You never know who you touch when you are on stage. You never know who is in the audience.
Mhm. And I would like to say exactly why this, because I saw there is organization move a lot of money when they are the image of helping these children from Africa doing ballet, and they have to, you know, I
Yeah.
saw, and I shared the way to say, oh my God, they need better conditions to work. But I don't like the situation behind this, because I know that it's organizations making this,
Mm.
and inside our countries, European countries, there is a lot of misery inside the
Mm.
education of children, in the artistic education of children. So you don't have to go so far to do something good,
Exactly.
and you
Mm.
don't have to go to Africa
Mm.
to make them to the network like I'm helping people that need too much. Oh, look at them, you know, make people with a
Mm.
look like, oh, PTA, you know. No, we had a lot of problems here. We didn't have to educate our children already so much, because of
Mm.
course we have everything, but we don't have everything.
You are so right. Yeah,
We
you
are
are 100%
we are
right.
like them. We are with the building and everything perfect. We are
Yeah.
dancing good. We are like them. We are in search of something that we don't have.
Mm.
This is
Yeah.
this is the situation, the real situation.
Yeah.
I think we need more them. We need more people with these circumstances, with this situation, that people like we are now.
Yeah.
Because from the difficulty, from the precarity, of course, is
Yeah.
your lion hurt. You know, when you came from difficulty, you have all great dancers, all great artists became from hard situations.
Mm. And this is something that I think it's important to talk about. You know, to talk about not just, as you say, the all the wonderful things, and it's this part that I see the artist on stage, and you know, for the audience it looks so easy, it looks so glamorous, it looks so wonderful, and then when you really hear the stories and when you see what artists go through, and really it's a calling, it's something, you know, that it's not as if you become a ballet dancer because you think there's money at the end, you know, or that you choose this career because you think there's money or some financial benefit. The artists choose this, or this is not they choose it, but it's like a calling, you know, it's like something inside them, and they have this need to do it. And but it comes with, like you say, you know, it comes with obstacles, and it comes with injuries, and it comes with many things that they overcome just to do it. And you know what people also don't realize, and this is something that we were joking about this. It's a conductor telling me that, you know, there was a time where he had €2 in his wallet, and he went to the supermarket. Now, you know, nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that, the money aspect of being an artist. You know, we all talk about this. Oh, it's so wonderful to be able to be on stage, but the sacrifice that goes, you know, before that. and part of that, you know, that nobody talks about.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it's a way to critique, but I'm not against anything. But look, the big productions, they are so big. They have a lot of money to put in inside, and at the end, if you are a great artist, you don't need that much. You
Mm.
just need body, you just need voice, you just need instrument, you just need uh, the stage.
Mm.
And the great person, I always talk about Bejar because he's my master, is my mentor, is the person who opened the door for me to this culture world. But I grew up also with my director in Colombia. She was involved even in the European dance a lot. She grew up in Prague, and
Who
she,
was she? Who is she?
Gloria Castro Martinez.
Yeah.
She's from Colombia, and she went with Jacobs
Mm.
in the times in Prague. She was dancing in Prague and then in Italy. Then she went in the 60s to Colombia.
Mm.
She has fight 10 years to make the school, the professional school of ballet, the only one that we had still. And the last year she was so tired, and she said like, no, I don't want to continue. And politics make that real also, but it was a really hard fight for her. And after 60, 50 years right now, finally the school is there, the company exists and everything exists. Of
Mm.
course now without her, because politics is full of surprises. But Gloria, for me, is the woman of Colombia in culture, because she make a fight big that Alicia Alonso does. Alicia Alonso recognized, she
Mm.
called her, and she became our mentor. And also her talking to us about this a lot of times. Our finality of dance is not just to be a good dancer, is not just to be a good executor. And she was more uh, care about this than anything else. She
Mm.
always did like that we dancer, we just think about competitions, about things. And I released this her idea when I met Bejar, when I met the company, when I experiment this with the company doing tours and all my experience in artistic way. Because the only thing that make you do all these tours, the only thing that make you go in front of the people every night, with pain or not pain, with first or second cast, whatever you mean, but uh, is your first contact with this school, is your first years of ballet, how
Mm.
they teach you, how they make you importance, and where is the importance of that. We are a lot of dancers coming from Colombia around the world doing great job. And Gloria didn't have the ballet of Cuba. She could copy or she could do something similar of, but she was always avant-gardist in this sense. She was following the dance from Europe in this, and she create a company, I could say in South America in these times, one of the only ones who has her own personality. It was completely different to Ballet Cuba or to other company. They make beautiful ballets, and yeah, it was a part of my formation
Wonderful.
also, because I
Mm.
grew up watching them dance. I grew up already seeing them like big dancers, so that's involved myself in this. So we need to go back to these times when things was less structured, but more efficient in the mind of
Mm.
people, because
Yeah.
we was more connect. I mean, the sense, the word is connect, because we are full of network inside, and we
Mm.
need to switch that network once in a year. I think I don't spend with my friends from Colombia for many years, and I don't spend the time with my friends from Lausanne of the 30 years right now anymore, because we need to take resources. These resources is when you met people like today. I met you, I have new resources, and I like this because otherwise you stay in the same circle. And
Yeah.
and this is what I like, that new connections, new
Mm,
sources make you real alive. What is going on today is that these new sources doesn't exist,
mm,
more because the pandemic, more because the phones, more. That's why I say in my project we should take the dance in phones, because one thing is to have Instagram and put my idea or my but other stuff is to have an application for dancers, to have
mm,
a TV show for dancers. We have art, we have mezzo, we have channels, but those
mm.
channels don't have like football, like you know what I mean. We don't have a
Yeah.
channel for dancers. We have
Mm,
for singers, always separate, always, so we need to fight a lot, because this kind of expression has to take more and more the place of everything else.
yeah. But I think that now this pandemic maybe put a focus, on, I think it makes us focus on all these issues, and makes us aware of all these things. And I think the fact that we can now say, for example, talk on Zoom like this, we never had the time to do it, and we never had the thought to do it, and
Yeah,
now we start communicating this way. And I do understand what you mean, but I also think, in a way, this is a different connection that we now have online. We are separated, or we are locked down away from each other,
mhm,
but in a way it gives us this ability to focus on things this way. And like you say, so now you and I talk to each other, or I saw your creations on Facebook, for example, and now suddenly people start posting things, and we become more aware. And I understand that
of course.
it doesn't have to be always online, but there's now a possibility to reach people that you wouldn't have reached in other ways.
If couldn't have pandemic, of
Yeah.
course, and yeah, this is the best thing which will happen, because I'm not happy about COVID, but
No,
um,
but there are many things. Yeah. Mm,
makes sense to my work. It makes
yeah.
sense to the idea that I spent years now to work, and it makes sense to the way that I want to see life, because I get out of the company because I was tired to that way to see the life.
Yeah.
You can pretend because you have a name to be the only one. I mean, it
Yeah.
is, even if you have to protect your economy, yourself, whatever. And what is going on in a small industry is going on in countries. That's what is my point. So you have people of culture talking like people in politicals, you know.
Mm,
So you are like, come on, I met Bejar, man. I met people who was so political, of course, so
yeah. Yeah.
special, that they have this part who today is really disappeared. They have the part to give something different than make politician, they make economy, they make yourself great.
Mm,
They I never, I mean, the way I met Bejari was the way children who he likes, and
mm,
he just have to give money by the pocket like this, 10 Oscar,
mm,
because it was not contract ready, it was not position to get ready Oscar in the company or school, whatever. So it was so free, and when you enter in the company, he was not like, oh, you can approach him.
mm,
He want to know you. So Maurice was all the times in the canteen, in the cafeteria, sit down, waiting for someone arrive,
mm,
and he called you, sit down with me in front of everyone. It was not. It was when you are new. It was not like, okay, you have to wait the meet with Beja. It was
mm.
so natural. Of
Yeah.
course, you spend time with him, that you know him, you enter in another position. But I have to say, still, with all travels we get in the company at the times in tours or whatever, what marks me a lot of Bejar, what I highlight a lot of him, is in between his personality, in between everything, the person who he was. And I think he was a kind person. He was
Oh, that's
interested
all.
on dancers. He was interested in technique, in young dancer in your country. First weekend arrived here. He never been in Colombia, and he was already with a book of Garcia Marquez, telling me, "Oh, I'm reading that. Look at the, interesting of me. I never been in Colombia, but I saw that it was a huge situation with a politician in 42. He was so kind about this, and I keep that in myself, and I want to grow up next generation of dancers if I can,
Mm.
in that sense, in the sense that they are not only doing ballet or only doing a profession as an artist, but they have to impact the community to
Mm.
make people go up in this ambience.
Mm. Oh,
This
that's
is
wonderful. Mm.
we need to, like you say, we need to create the perfect school. I mean, more and more, all the school have to be like this. So this is a campaign that I have here. I go work with um, rollers, people who do a competition of rollers, gymnastic people also. They have
Mm.
programs. They have programs for artistic
Mm.
modules. I work of them also. The
Mm.
choreography and my wife too, and we realized that it doesn't matter la technique. It doesn't matter the, the it's just as soon you give them something special, they will apply in their and they switch
Yeah,
everything together. And I
that's
think if you,
amazing.
yeah,
Mm.
I talk sometimes. I even myself, I have a guy who called me, yeah, missionary of Jesus.
Mm.
You want to talk? So I say, listen, I'm an artist. I don't have time to talk, but if you want to share me something historical, something that could help me for my work, I
Mm.
appreciate it. I can work with you because I don't believe to go now with you talking about Jesus, and I have
Mm.
my children, my ballet life, I don't have time for this. But if you take from your place, come to me to work in an artistic way, I will love to do it. Then
Mm.
he switched completely because he don't have time. His life for Jesus
Okay.
is to make people come inside, you know.
Mm.
So sometimes, I mean, somehow
I
it's
hear
like,
what you're
oh,
saying. Yeah. So
you
true.
know, I can let my time for this, but if you really appreciate Jesus, come see Jesus inside my work. It's a little bit like this. But you have to, yeah, you have to people
Yeah.
make, even if it's from construction. In Cuba, I love a lot that in Cuba. First time I've been in Cuba, I went to the competition and then I get out and the guy who's selling chewing gums and cigarettes. Oh man,
Mm.
you are a great dancer, man. You do 5 pirouettes, huh? And I saw you doing 5 pirouettes, and I was like, man, but you're working outside. How do you know that ballet is working with 5 pirouettes? Man, in Cuba, all of that, all of we we know ballet about. You don't have to care about here. Everyone knows about ballet.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
knows
really.
Alita, Carlos, and it was like, wow, amazing
Yeah.
country. This
Yeah.
country make me feel what we need.
Yeah. Because
This,
Carlos Acosta, he comes from there, isn't it?
yeah, he's an amazing person, and all the Cubans are amazing person because they are touching by this precarity, by this situation where arts make them uh, go against the situation that they have. That is not nice
Mm.
situation. So the spirit of Cuban people is so beautiful. This
Mm.
life is not beautiful, but I think a lot of Europeans love Cuba for this and learn too much about them because this kind of spirit. And
Mm.
I think it is to highlight of the revolution. This they have made people unique. They have made.
Mm.
I know teachers from the revolution that they have speak many language.
Mm.
They have a big heart. They know even Mao Zedong. They know even people that we never met in the right. I mean, in the
Mm.
capital size because it's working in another sense. but in that time it was beautiful, it was good,
Mm,
and I like in Cuba that way to talk, this culture they have
mm.
after their old socialism is beautiful.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. But listen, Oscar, now on a lighter note,
Yeah.
tell me, but you are so passionate, such a passionate person, and so wonderful that you talk about all these things that so you're real artists. But tell me, is there something else you did in this time that you've never had time to do before? A hobby or cooking or baking or I don't know.
Yeah, in that time something I really have doing before. No, I mean, in this pandemic, I had to do, yeah, I think things, for example, don't say nothing wrong, but I take time to do nothing, first of
Oh,
all.
okay. Oh, that's good. But that is
That's what I think.
good.
And then,
Well, I heard I read once that Einstein took 10 years to think before he made all the discoveries. So I think it's sometimes important that we do nothing and just think.
yeah, this is great what you say. Yeah, we need sometimes, and
Mm.
and I don't know. I used to play guitar when I was a kid
Yeah.
because my brother went to the school and I was so motivated. So I tried, but I never learned in the school. I never learned with someone.
Mm,
And I take like 1 month before I took classes of flamenco guitar, and
mm,
I started feeling really good by
mm.
internet, and
Yeah.
I like this. I do once in a week because, of course, I have to take my time involved in family and things.
Mm,
But I really love. I would like to do something where I can play an instrument, make
mm.
people, even if they know me or something like this, believe that I don't want to dance. I want just
Yeah.
to play, to talk, and then after that, going to dance. I think. It's something with flamenco, with guitar that we need to do with
Mm.
dance. I like that. And yeah, the first thing that I didn't do from many years to play football because I was
Ah,
playing.
okay. Yeah.
I was my spirit would like to be a professional football player before
Mm.
dancer,
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, my history is so crazy. Yeah,
Mm,
because Colombia was full of passion of football at that time,
mm,
and my mom don't wanted that I stay in the street, and I came from
mm,
a street that was quite busy about business and stuff
mm,
around children's with drugs,
mm,
with military stuff, weapons, whatever. Is I grew up around this, and when I entered to the secondary, my mom said, "No, you will go to the artistic school." And I was
mm,
like, well, why? I want to play football. No, you don't gonna play football. And I was like, but I love football. No, I don't want you to be outside with doing anything in the afternoons
mm,
because you see how in the street they killed someone yesterday, tomorrow, and it was really like this. From I
mm,
was 5 years old, I unfortunately see so much violence in the street, and um, and this is the big contrast also that I have to use with dancers,
mm,
also for the way to work with men's the masculinity of ballet, because this is another way to talk for hours and hours. I think
mm,
masculinity in ballet is so important, and we forgot that. And yeah, I it was, even if my mom didn't put this condition, I couldn't be artist. So she make inscription for the theater school, and they say like, no, he's not good enough for theater. He's better maybe for dance. Put him in dance. And I went to dance, and then I was so happy.
oh,
And
wonderful.
changed my life. It was 50 men and only beautiful girls. So I was like,
Mm,
wow, it's an amazing place. And I stayed all years. I was the last only man in my class. Yeah, so it
Oh,
was
okay.
like Latino. I was so happy to be next to all those girls. So it was, I was really shy. I was really,
Well,
even my
then
first
you'll.
world was involved with this kind of movement. Yeah, of history. Crazy.
Well,
Sorry.
no, then your mama had a very good feeling to send you to the art school.
So even my way to go up in the neighborhood was good and funny because
Mm,
coming to 13, I mean, some friends had the festivities of 15 years, the party, and they
mm,
will like have the balls, flowers balls, and something like this. So who is gonna choreograph that for these people who go outside with, they're like this?
mm,
So one friend told me, Oscar, we know that you're a ballet dancer. Can you do the choreography for? We was 13 years old,
mm,
and I just play football under my mom. Don't have to know. So I went to the playing football, and people, again the dancer here to play football. How are you gonna play like this? They laughing, against me and everything, and and they say that ballet is for girls, for homosexual, blah 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 blah. And when this situation came, all the girls were next to me because we start rehearsing. So I have to
mm,
say, you put hands like this. In Vienna, we take like that, the
mm.
balance is like this, the feet inside, ta ta ta. So girls were so kind with me, always come to me, and boys start saying like, but he's not that gay that we think because he's with all the girls around. And then I called them and, hey guys, we need to do that. And they, okay. And we have a picture all together. The only picture we have after this party. After this, they recognize me as a part
Mm,
of an artist in the street in my town. And
mm,
after with competitions, Prix de Lausanne, Maurice Béjart, everything became normal for them. So
mm,
now they can say, yeah, we have a ballet dancer, but not because he became like most of people try to do today,
mm.
because he became famous because he went there or he do that. No,
Yeah.
but because you make impact around people
Mm.
around you. And
That's
this is,
amazing. And it's also, I think, when with people not really knowing about ballet or knowing, like you said, men doing ballet, it's always this misconception, but you could, in a good way, without being aggressive, you could just prove yourself or just, show what it's all about.
I think this problem came from us as dancers.
Mm,
I see in Bejar's times a lot of homosexual people dancing really like men's, like real men's,
mm,
and I love it, and I have to learn about them, because
mm,
your life is your life, but in the stage, your body is your body, and today we miss a little bit that we one of the I remember one of my comments when I get out of Prix de Lausanne, sad because I couldn't go further than I could. It was someone highlight me that last days, like, but you remember what you were saying after Prix de Lausanne when you were saying that maybe you was not enough good because all boys was putting their legs so high and you can't do this.
mm,
Say, it's true. It's true. It's maybe because of that, maybe because I was not enough prepared for this, but it's true that
mm,
from that time I'm talking that men can put that high legs because otherwise you have to put in your mind uh, that way of that feeling of woman. I mean,
mm,
if you put your leg like but you see like a real man, okay, that's good. I mean, it's
mm,
not a stereotype because the level higher of your leg, no, it's not
mm.
that, but I think that's helped to uh, missing understood the
Yeah.
the the way to be men on the stage, because men was not in the ballet history, and there
Mm,
is a Russian people, Asaf Meserer was of the first people who start to put men, we call that the bar of girl, in
mm,
the time. put the men dancing, and then he create the way to men talk to the girl in situations, comes to dance with me. People work for this, and then just jump that like, no, I,
Mm.
I want to do the woman, I want to do the, so we need to
Yeah,
take care about that also. Because
yeah,
I have parents come to the school and no, I came with my daughter and I say, and the boy? No, no, the boy don't come. You feel like it's for this. You feel like
yeah,
the problem,
exactly. Yeah.
So when they
My,
see me dance, they're like, I know, but this is a man dancing. And
mm,
I need to put that more over.
mm,
Mm.
yeah. My son is also a dancer, and this is, I know this, what you're saying, this misconception of men or boys dancing. And I mean, he grew up in England, and even then, all the boys in the area were playing football, and he was the only one doing ballet. So, it was also that, the boys thinking and sort of making comments and things like that. But it's all, I think, if children get educated in art, then they wouldn't, then they would understand, and they would not know, think to make things, comments like that. And like you say, there in your community, then suddenly when the boys started realizing what you're doing, then it also changed their perception about the art.
Yeah,
Um,
it, mm,
mm.
it's
Listen,
true.
Oscar, what is your wish for when this is all over?
Well, I would like to create my school ballet
Yeah.
in honor of Maurice, of course, because I would like to continue this process to make the total dancer. I mean, the dancer who can play a guitar, who can dance ballet, who can do different stuff, but with the sense of classical ballet, of course, and contemporary work all together. I mean, it's in my ADN. I want to follow that way of Bejar, but in a new
Mm,
replacement philosophical times, because well, all these people was against that, no, against this modernity, and look at where we are, and I think we are missing more. So I think I would like to do my school, and I hope that project will get out, because there is no way to do a company of dancers now, even if I
mm,
have the money or not, because there is no performances. And I think with children's we can prepare them to the next step after everything,
mm,
because after everything we cannot go back what we have in
yeah.
mind that was. We cannot go in this time back. I mean, we're
Mm,
never gonna go back to that time, this kind of mentalities, these big structures with a lot of money, a lot of dancers, everything like this. I think we will like we will need to be more artists in that sense, and impact small groups of peoples and try to do something different,
mm,
because yeah, so my idea is to create the school,
mm,
and then we'll see after these people grow up, start making ballets for them. Yeah, time is will
mm,
pass, and I have better ideas, maybe, I don't know. But it's the school. I think first of all is the school,
mm,
and second is to make the bridge between my country, my born country, because I never forgot that where I come from, there is a lot of talent. There is an unimaginable talent. Colombia
mm,
is a country where people dance from the beginning to the end. Not only my city, all the cities dancing. And I see last time when I was directing, I see things like you never see. I think I see people living in regions where is war, where is no studios to work, coming to make the presentation in a big city and being the best of the night. But
mm,
they are animals. They eat you on the stage, and
mm,
I really love this. I really love. make one day this bridge between the children that I grew up here in artistic way to come in my country, to see my country, or that children can approach another way to live. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I applaud you for that, because I think also in South Africa, where I come from, you know, there are so many children who have the potential and the talent, but the possibilities are just not there. And this is why I think if education could change, because education could reach everybody, you know, in I think even in America, you know, there are small towns where it's not possible for, and you know, the parents can't drive the children to the big cities, and you wonder always, you know, how many talent there is in the world. And if we don't give the children this exposure and the possibility and the possibility to make the choices, because at the moment they cannot make a choice because it's maths and science and languages. And you know, if you don't have a parent or somebody who gives you this opportunity, then that's all you have. Yeah, and I think it's wonderful that you want to build this bridge and you know, connect with where you come from and where you are now. And yeah, this is wonderful.
I think this bridge could exist if I am, but one day I just can make a call. All children's, imagine just a beautiful project. All children in the stadium. Let's we make rehearsal for that before, okay, but let's dance in a stadium. All children singing, dancing, and acting for 1 hour. Boom.
Yeah.
And this project go around the world, and this project with a lot of children don't have opportunity to go to the school, but they have opportunity to show their skills. For example, in Colombia, it's crazy, but now I'm here. I go. I don't have people asking in the fire to give money. Here, that situation is starting little by little. In Switzerland, that is prohibited because there is Syrian people coming. In the situation, Romanian people. I mean, there is situations, real situation touching everyone. But they come and they ask. In Colombia, it's a funny moment. If you are artist and you go to Colombia, go to the fire stops in this moment, because you have people doing mimics, doing cirque, doing dance, but you don't see the stuff that everyone knows. Okay, well, I put the fire. No, they're really making new stuff, and you're feeling like they risk their life. They risk their life just in a fire, and you're like, wow. This is to highlight, and then you are there. First week you are shocked, you are like this, and then that came normal, natural. Then you see them asking money, you don't give any more money, you don't care, you know. And then when you come back, you realize, oh, this is the problem, this is the idea. We need to concentrate those people and make something, give them the opportunity to really be in the stage. Like, imagine your stage, your situation, something beautiful, and then you see a guy cleaning a car and start doing things, really professional. He grew up on the street. Musicians grow up on the street. Past time ago, people grew up on the street. People didn't grow up in the schools, you know.
Yeah.
So I think the singers, Edith Piaf, all of them grew up in the street. We have to change a lot of mind about schools or big art in great institutions, because they take a lot of money and this money are still needed. So we need to make better choices.
Oh, Oscar, you're touching so many very important points here, and
I hope people coming next to me against me after.
Listen, I I think, you know what, these the idea with these conversations I'm having is that we plant seeds, you know, and I think the more people say and the more people talk like you talking about this, um, it creates energy, and it creates positive energy, and it goes out into the world, and you never know who hears this and who you know gets inspired by it. And I think the more we plant these seeds, you know, the more possibilities there are and the more solutions we could get. And so I thank you so much for your time and all these wonderful things you told me, and giving me this insight into this world in Cuba that you're talking about. It's wonderful, yeah. And I hope your wish comes true for your school, because I think you will touch and inspire so many young children and dancers, and give them this um, insight in dance and in art that is really so important, you know, and move away from this, like you say, this competition orientated way of dancing, but really that it's an artistic way and artistic expression.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much to give me the
Mm,
opportunity to talk, to invite me in your program. I'm really, really happy to have
mm,
this chance to talk to you, because I saw what you did with others, a little bit with others,
mm.
and I like very much your questions. I
Oh,
like very
thank you
much
so much.
that artists have to say what they think, take the chance to be out of structures
Mm,
and talking about something, because not everything is kind and beautiful, you know. So
mm,
this is the first thing that I have to remercier.
mm.
And you know, Petra, thank you so much. I hope to come once and dance close to you. Like this, we can
Yes, I would
get,
love to see you. Yeah,
yeah. And all the best for you in this time, and progress with your program, and
thank you
continue
so
further.
much.
And
But
thank
if
you.
you, yeah, if you definitely, if you come to Vienna, please write to me, and I would so love to meet you in person. Yeah, and I would love to see you dance. But I would, is it all right if I post this on YouTube, our
Of course,
conversation?
you can post